Welcome to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. This is Arena Championship Series Central. It's round 13 from the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio. We got a great event for you, 3 competitions, and here is your Central Series lineup. Matt Cody, Fernando Martinez, Triton Robbins, Angelina Knock, Montana Robbins, Jamie Sullivan, and Jon Zimmer Jr. and Senior up first. It is going to be JCB time racing. Each truck goes out on the track, makes one complete pass around. The driver with the fastest time wins the first 8 points of the event. And we got our first green light. Jon Zimmer Sr. in zombie clean corner, keeps a turning pod in the chalk line. Has to hit the brakes, does clip the pod. Don't want to see that, going to slow him down. Goes all kinds of sideways up over the log. And he's going to get a 10.867. Still able to put in a great time, even hitting those obstacles. Here is his son, Jon Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity, clean off the starting line, goes out wide, whips the back end of terminal velocity around, clears the turning pod, again clears the near side lip up time, big air over the pod across the finish line, 9.856, and Jon Zimmer Jr. is your new leader. Next up, Monster Jam co-rookie of the year, Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco. He is great off the chalk line as well. You got to keep that turning pod in the chalk line, otherwise it's a 5-second penalty. We haven't seen one of those yet. Deep out goes El Toro Loco, tries to straighten up, end over end, nose down on the pod. 11.121 for Fernando Martinez. Next out of Sarasota, Florida, Angelina Knock in Megalodon. Off the line, has to slow down a little bit. Maybe some power issues there in Megalodon. Hits the straightaway, has to chop away at this dirt, hitting the brakes, slow around the corner, and then up over the log, sideways across the pod. 17.061 for Megalodon. Here's everybody's favorite unicorn, Jamie Sullivan, driving Sparkle Smash. We got another green light. There goes Sparkle Smash. Quick tap of the brakes there, gets that front left wheel around. Slams on the brakes again, this time trying to get that third wheel up over, big air, end over end, clears the pod, greases the wheels, 10.259. But the fastest time still belonging to terminal velocity. The Crazy Train is rolled into Toledo. Here's Triton Robbins. And Crazy Train off and running. There's that third wheel coming up, able to keep the momentum into that straightaway. Does clip the pod on the far side lane. And now Crazy Train trying to accelerate to make up for some of that lost time. 11 seconds flat for Triton Robbins. Here is Matt Cody piloting Gravedigger, the black and green wrecking machine. What a battle it's been all season long between Jamie Sullivan, Matt Cody, and Jon Zimmer Jr. Clean turn there for Gravedigger. Hits the brakes, able to clear the pod again. Far side goes a little too wide, has to slam on the brakes to get the truck back around. Able to cross over. 10.657 is the time for Matt Cody. And here's our final competitor, Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. Plain Crazy with the front clip off. We've got 2 events so far here in Toledo. And now Plain Crazy coming back through, going all kinds of discombobulation there. Brake check across the finish line. And 10.519 for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. That means the fastest time will stay with Jon Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity. So he's going to be our JCB racing win. And he's going to get the first 8 points of the event. We're going to take a look at our first BKT overall event leaderboard. There's the 8 for terminal velocity, 7 for Sparkle Smash, 6 for Plain Crazy, 5 for Gravedigger, 4 for Zombie, rounding out the top 5. We are just getting started in Toledo. More Monster Jam is on the way with the Skills Challenge next on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Welcome back to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master from Toledo, Ohio. It is Arena Championship Series Central, and we have reached the Skills Challenge. Each driver gets the opportunity to perform their best maneuver on 2 wheels. They are scored by fans here in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. And up first, Angelina Knock in Megalodon gets a reverse popper, and now she's got the truck back on that fin, the wheelie bar, and now she's going to turn the steering wheel to show off for the fans here at the Huntington Center. She's got 20 seconds up there to keep that truck locked into that 180-degree angle. Finally going to try to grease it back down. Gets up over the lip, is able to keep it down, finally stays in bounds. And Megalodon with a great first attempt. Here comes attempt number 2 for Angelina Knock. All the way across the center pod. Gets a nice popper. She's going to go over too far and is not going to be able to save it. 6.636 for Angelina Knock and Megalodon. Here's El Toro Loco's Fernando Martinez, comes off that ramp into a stoppie, goes right into a moonwalk, keeping balance of the truck. Now going to continue to battle this nose wheelie moonwalk. Going to try to accelerate in reverse. Flips it on the back two wheels. And now we have a moonwalk combination move into a wheelie. And now a popper again for Fernando Martinez. This time all the way out on halfway across this track here. And now back into a moonwalk. Going to try to flip it up one more time. The dirt wins that battle. Second attempt now for Fernando Martinez. Gets a popper back onto the pod, right into a moonwalk. Now he's got the crazy bull right where he needs to. He's going to keep all four of those BKT tires rotating to maintain balance. And now he is going to combine the front steer and the rear steer into perfect symmetry. And now he's got the truck flip back around. But again, just cannot keep the momentum. But he's not done yet. He catches it into a wheelie. This time, he's got control all the way across the pod into a stoppie and back into a moonwalk right up over that single log. Fernando Martinez loving every minute of that combination. 9.153. We have a new leader in El Toro Loco. Here is Triton Robbins in a crazy train. Up off the pod, right into a moonwalk. Has the face of that ramp right behind him. Going to rely on his crew chief to navigate him. Great look inside the truck here as Crazy Train continues to move on this dirt. What's next here? Acceleration into a moonwalk, or will he keep the nose wheelie going? This time it is a moonwalk trying to flip it back. We've seen a lot of that so far. But as we continue on in this competition, the dirt's going to continue to get run down. Look at the big air from Crazy Train. Turned a Crazy Train into a crazy plane. Chase of his brother, Montana, in plane crazy. But this time it's Triton with complete control now into a moonwalk for Crazy Train. Is all the way back, accelerates across the pod, tries to keep it going, and he does. He's got a wheelie combination move. But the face of that ramp just not enough there to continue the combination. 7.974 for Triton Robbins. Here is Jon Zimmer Sr. in Zombie. Now Jon Zimmer Sr. goes for a popper, tries to keep it up. He knows he doesn't have a whole lot of room, so he tries immediately to hit reverse into that moonwalk combination. Now Zombie comes down the far side of the track. Spinning the truck back around, looking for the pod. He's got the ramp right in front of him. This time just going for a sky wheelie into a wheelie combination. 5.298 is the score for Jon Zimmer Sr. That brings us to Jon Zimmer Jr. coming off the JCB Racing win. Terminal velocity into a popper. Stoppy combination move here. Jon Zimmer Jr., one of the best in the arenas, if not in the entire sport, at the two-wheel skills challenge. Now he is going to work. Truck in that 90-degree position with the back end completely aligned with the front. Gets it all the way down past the log. And now he's going to maintain this into a nose wheelie combo. Flips it into a reverse popper. So another combination move back onto the wheelie bar. He's got that front steering turned to the right. Just balancing the back two wheels underneath the front. And finally sets it down. What a move for Jon Zimmer Jr. Attempt number 2. What has he got left in the tank here? How about a stoppy nose wheelie combination all the way down the ramp and across the track? This time into a nose wheelie moonwalk combination all the way across the pod. Gets right up to the lip, hits the second gear, goes right back into the popper formation. Going to try to whip it up around again. And Jon Zimmer Jr. all over the pod. Here is that sweet spot. He is able to find that jump and back and forth, back and forth. I've lost count of the number of times that he has gone into a combo. We've seen nose wheelies, poppers, stoppies, moonwalks. Everything you want. Jon Zimmer Jr. is giving it to you. Complete, absolute perfection here on this run, on this combination move. Look at him here. First gear, second gear, it doesn't matter. 9.599. And your new leader in skills, Jon Zimmer Jr. terminal velocity. And that brings us to Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Nice popper here for Sparkle Smash. Gets some nice extension of the truck all the way out, using the track. As we see Zombie and terminal velocity lined up right to the right of Jamie Sullivan. Now into a moonwalk. Gonna try to get the truck back up onto the pod. She does it. Beautiful execution. And goes from one side of the track all the way back to where she started. Here she comes again. Same exact rotation here. Same spot for Sparkle Smash. Jamie Sullivan with the 8-pack right behind her. Not going to see that here, possibly in freestyle. Right now, she has got to concentrate to get both of those front BKT tires aligned perfectly with the ramp. And look, she is too close to the 8-pack. Crew chief telling her to go back and try again. And she does. This time tries to pop it up. Big air, though, on the finale jump there. And that is a 7.866 for Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. Here is Montana Robbins in Playing Crazy. Truck at a vertical base and nose-wheeling moonwalk combination. Again, too far to the left. Not going to get full use of that ramp. Still able to navigate it. Some nice catch there all the way off to the far left side. And continues the combination move up over the tire stack. That's going to end combo number 1. Here is combo number 2 from Montana Robbins. Going for a popper. Gets it. Pops the back 2 BKT tires up. Look at the traction on the front 2 BKTs, though, perfectly in this dirt right now in Toledo, Ohio. What is next, though, for Playing Crazy? Can he keep this thing going? He is trying to turn the truck around, and Montana Rob is able to get it down 7.564. And that brings us to our final competitor. It's Matt Cody in Gravedigger. This is going to be a popper attempt as well. Big time pop, biggest pop of the day so far for Gravedigger. Unfortunately, just too much torque, and he's got to end that combination early. Last combo of the competition. Gravedigger all the way across the pod. Another popper, this time into a nose wheelie moonwalk combo. And now Gravedigger back over by the pod. As you see the headlight just line into this dirt. Looking straight down is Matt Cody at the Huntington Center. Dirt flying everywhere, and that is going to do it. 7.136. And that means that Jon Zimmer Jr. wins his second competition in a row. And he is going to get the 8 points that come with it. Here is your BKT overall event leaderboard. 16 for Terminal Velocity, 12 for Sparkle Smash, 10 for Playing Crazy, and El Toro Loco and Crazy Train, each with 9. Coming up next, it's the final competition of the day. The exciting start to Freestyle begins next on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. We are back with more Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. It's Arena Central from the Huntington Center in Toledo. We reach the final competition of the day. There's your criteria in Freestyle. 15 seconds to qualify in order to get a score. Fans once again score here on our drivers as they try to soar high over Ohio. So here we go with Montana Robbins in Playing Crazy, kicking off the competition. Nice square jump. This pod absolutely getting demolished after 2 competitions, so the faces of the ramp going to be a little harder to come by as we continue on into this Freestyle lineup. Out of Buffalo, New York, one of the exciting young superstars. In Monster Jam, one of the youngest drivers in the sport. Montana Robbins clear across one side of the pod to the other. Going to hit every ramp the best he can. This is a nice jump here right over the 8-pack. Catches himself into a stop. He's going to try to take it up into a moonwalk and just runs out of room, runs out of traction on that dirt. See a wet-like surface coming up, that condensation here inside the arena. Nice brake check, sky wheelie. And that'll do it for Playing Crazy. Here's the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. There's your brake check, sky wheelie. 6.855 is the score to kick off Freestyle. Next up is Angelina Knock in Megalodon. Front clip off the 12,000-pound shark. Megalodon comes up over the 8-pack. When will we see that come into play? Always exciting to see an 8-pack inside these arenas. There's a nice jump up over the single log for Megalodon as Angelina Knock defies gravity, turns the truck in midair, gets it right back where she wants to, and now Megalodon coming back from more, just circling the water, circling the pod, so to speak, here in BKT Freestyle. And here comes Angelina Knock again, feeling some momentum, gonna punch it into second gear, get some nice jump in air for Megalodon. Again, just obstacle after obstacle, turning around, trying to be creative, and that'll do it for Megalodon as she backs in and runs out of time. Here's the original Super Glue, glue to the action replay. Big jump as she's able to turn the truck, keep it square, and that'll do it for Angelina. 6.998 in Freestyle. Here is your current overall event leader, Jon Zimmer Jr. out of Howell, Michigan, riding for Senda Motorsports. It has been all terminal velocity today so far with the JCB Time Racing win. And then the Skills Challenge win. Jon Zimmer Jr. trying to do what he hasn't done all season long. As dominant as he has been, he has never had a clean sweep yet. He has not had a perfect event. And trying to make that happen here to win an overall event championship. So far in Huntington Center in Freestyle in Toledo, it's been El Toro Loco and Gravedigger getting the wins as we see the 8-pack. There it is. Jon Zimmer Jr. with a modified moonwalk on the back end. He does have 1 overall win so far in Toledo, trying to make it 2. And Terminal Velocity not done yet, back for more, this time going for a big-time popper. And that's the biggest one we've seen. That'll do it. As Terminal Velocity's run comes to the end, there's an 8-pack on the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. There's your score, 9.455, and there is your new leader, Jon Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Coming up next, more high-flying freestyle action on Arena Central as Freestyle continues on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Welcome back to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. You're watching round 13 from Toledo with Arena Championship Series Central. Here is Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. She has been shut out so far at the events here, looking for her first competition win. A lot of young Sparkle Smash fans out in full force. A lot of parents as well, rocking the pink and purple of Sparkle Smash. Jamie Sullivan lining up for the 8-pack. Here comes Sparkle Smash. We've seen one already. She goes a little too high on the back 2 wheels, but she is able to spin. She hit the throttle exactly at the right moment and is able to push off and land it. I don't know how she made that happen, but Jamie Sullivan able to pull a rabbit out of her hat, maybe pull a unicorn out of her hat. Donut time for Sparkle Smash. And that'll do it. Here's the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. 9.184 is the score. Not enough to take the lead, but it does put Sparkle Smash firmly into second. Jamie Sullivan with a nice freestyle run. Here is Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco, with a freestyle win on this track already. Trying to make it 2 out of 3. Exciting young rising star in Monster Jam, Fernando Martinez out of California, former Rigs of Rods players, went to Monster Jam University, studied under Tom Mentz. Monster Jam co-rookie of the year a year ago with Mike Pagliarulo and Excalibur. Has had a great sophomore season, which has included a lot of event championship wins and a rise up the leaderboard on the Central Series with moves like this, able to catch it, throwing some skills in to freestyle. There's a big air check up, break check. Time for El Toro Loco. Now comes over the tire stack, goes a little off to the left, trying to cross thread to make something happen. Great truck awareness there, great track awareness as he gets his turn, cuts it right into a 1-wheel moonwalk stoppy combo. And time is up for Fernando Martinez. Here's the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. Look at the air, the check up at the right time. Keeps momentum 7.984. Here is Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Right out the bat, cuts it a little short on the edge of that pod, right on the lip, has to bounce it off. Able to maintain control of Crazy Train, now up over the single log checkup jump as well on the near side pod. And here comes Crazy Train again. Triton Robbins, Montana Robbins, certainly in contention for the Rookie of the Year, but unfortunately not a contention for the freestyle win as the run gets cut short. Here's the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. 5.829 is the score. Next up, it is going to be Jon Zimmer Sr. in Zombie. Relocated from Grandy, North Carolina to Howell, Michigan to team up with Senate Motorsports, as he and Jon Zimmer Jr. have now come back into Monster Jam after taking a year off on the independent circuit. Zimmer Sr. acting not only as a driver here with Zombie, but also as a technician for his son's team. They're joined by Charlie Pauken III, the son of the legendary World Finals Freestyle champion back in 2005. Charlie Pauken, CP3 relocating as well, switching from Team Tomfoolery in Florida. Now with the Zimmers, and what a great team they've been all season long, enjoying a lot of success here on the Central Series. There's a nice jump for Jon Zimmer Sr. off the log. Brings Zombie back around to this side of the track. Here he comes again, lands it up on the pod, has to hit the brakes, and that'll do it. Check out the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. Jon Zimmer Sr., 7.348 in Zombie. And we are down to our final competitor out of Williamsport, Maryland. This is Matt Cody and Gravedigger. If he cannot beat Jon Zimmer Jr.'s score of 9.445, then Little Zim gets a perfect event. So Matt Cody trying to play spoiler here in Toledo, as Gravedigger has to flip the truck around. Sparkle Smash right there in front of him. Matt Cody, nice jump off the log, goes sideways. There's that ragged edge Gravedigger style that Matt is now adopted behind the wheel of Gravedigger. Since coming over from Bonners Motorsports in Hagerstown, Matt has enjoyed a lot of success, not only on the International Series, as well as winning the Arena West title last year. And now comes up, goes straight up. It looks like he was either going for the backflip or trying to get a sky wheel. He combines them both. Ends up coming short here, 7.785, lands on the side. And that'll do it for Freestyle. As we check out our final leaderboard, Jon Zimmer Jr. gets it done, cleans it up, sweeps it all. 24 points, 19 for Sparkle Smash, 15 for El Toro Loco, 13 for Gravedigger, and 12 for Playing Crazy. So Jon Zimmer Jr. earns the perfect event, 24 across the board for his second overall win in Toledo. And we are going to head down to the track here at the Huntington Center to hear from our event champion with Karina Encarnacion in this Northern Tool and Equipment Pit Report.
Jon Zimmer Jr. with a clean sweep here tonight in the Huntington Center. It was absolutely astounding and amazing to see you in action. What is your thought process? What are the emotions that are going through you right now? Because a clean sweep is not an easy feat.
Just having fun. That's the only emotion I got right now. On cloud 9 for sure. Definitely taking home a clean sweep. That's the first time I've done it this season. Been fortunate enough to be able to do that. One of the few drivers on our tour to do it. I'll take that one home with me as well. So I've been having so much fun in Toledo this weekend. Did you guys have fun tonight?
You definitely are sending home a lot of Toledo, some brand new Terminal Velocity fans. So what is now the game plan going into the future with this series and with Terminal Velocity?
I'm just going to keep taking this thing to the top. Got an amazing crew behind me. CP3 and my dad driving Zombie. Man, we're unstoppable. Our trucks are 100%. Even when they break, we're still out here crushing it for you fans. And that's what drives us the most, to come out here and do what we do. So thank you guys for coming out and supporting us, letting us live our dreams while you guys are watching us throw down. Thank you guys. We got 2 more tomorrow afternoon. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
That's right. Let's give it up one more time. Your overall event champion, Jon Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Thank you, Karina. Perfection was in the air tonight, courtesy of Jon Zimmer Jr. and Terminal Velocity dominating on Arena Central as he continues on with an unbelievable 2025 Monster Jam season. And you can keep up with all the action on this series as well as the East and West by watching us all season long. From the Huntington Center, I'm Scott Jordan. I'll see you right here next time on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master.